to the British.
But he was also famous for saying, "I don't mind if a soldier deserts as long as he comes back."
Yeah, he'd re-accept deserters all the time.
Yep.
Uh,
Even though
The
the
problem is that
commanders,
depending on what was going on, is that deserter could be very, very fine line. Is there's between deserter and survivor.
Yeah.
Take a while to return back to regiment or whatever formation.
he was quite
I'm sure
a forward
Badahov is the
thinker
only
for
one
his
who didn't
time.
hang anyone.
Very pragmatic. Excellent logistician. Well.
Yeah, especially in India. Paid for his own train.
It's very, very interesting that when you look at sort of pre-industrial warfare and the understanding of it is, you look at that period, you've got Napoleon and Wellington, both pioneers, their understanding of warfare. Napoleon for maneuver mostly and the use of artillery. Wellington for logistics and the conduct of a campaign. Denying decisive battle. That was
Yeah.
key to that.
But then you've got someone who is remembered as a sort of strategy expert who really wasn't as well in Napoleonic Wars, which is Nelson, credited for winning the Battle of Trafalgar, but he was dead for 90% of the battle. It was actually Collingwood who led the fleet.
Yeah, he's post captain. Yeah.
Which is also why the Phase 2 training establishment for the Royal Navy is HMS Collingwood. There is no HMS Nelson. But again, that is open for debate.
Yeah, plus people hated Nelson at the time. He was vilified and.
But people hated Bader as well, Douglas Bader in World War II, because his tactic was, let's fly at them.
Yeah, but I mean outside of combat. I don't think Bader was hated in high society as much as Nelson was.
Oh yeah, no.
Which back then obviously was more entwined with upper echelons.
Oh yeah, you could buy yourself a regiment. Never served a day in your life and then just buy a regiment and be like, I'm your commander-in-chief. Hello. I've got
it's why the rank of what was it, Colonel-in-Chief was created, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So they've got the honorary ownership of the regiment, their honorary command, but the actual real stuff was done by people who actually had a semi-decent idea. Was that afterwards? I can't remember.
That was afterwards, because in Napoleonic time, there were commanders who had bought their commission and bought their regiment, and they paid for the equipment of their regiment, and they would be basically put in command of it, having no experience, because their daddy was like an officer or something.
Yeah, the only difference was maybe you could buy yourself into colonel and raise a regiment, or you could buy yourself an ensign's rank, and then there was a minimum requirement for each rank thereafter, but you couldn't buy yourself straight to the middle, for example, which kind of balanced things out.
Couldn't buy yourself a captaincy.
No.
But you could buy yourself a captaincy.
Somewhere.
Yeah, you could buy your captaincy as long as you could buy your captaincy if you were a lieutenant. And there was, and you could gazette captains and stuff like that. So someone could buy themselves an ensign rank, and if your family friend, say, bought himself a colonelcy and bought himself a regiment, he could then gazette you to be promoted up to the rank of captain or major or what have you.
It's ironic given that, how poor the officer Wally was, that when people did shine through, they got as high as they did, like Wellington, Wellesley.
Yeah.
Or John Moore.
Yeah.
And whoever led the light divisions. I forget his name.
But my Napoleonic history is my peninsular and Napoleonic history knowledge is not as good as I wish it was.
I got to see Salamanca last year. No, year before last.
Did you?
And yeah, and Badajoz.
Oh wow, that's really quite cool.
I was on a charity rally and we kind of made some diversions so I could go. It was
That,
only half an hour away both times, but
that is really quite cool.
there's still a plaque at Badajoz commemorating the siege, but obviously they remember it slightly differently because once they got into Badajoz, they kind of sacked it.
They cried havoc.
Yep. But it's one of the few times Wellesley didn't order hangings. He just built the scaffold after 2 days. He gave him 2 days of madness. Because compared to the idea of what it is of cannons blowing open a hole in the wall, it was never a clean hole they could walk through. Normally they'd have to put the musket on their back and climb up the rubble while taking fire.
That's why the Forlorn Hope was such a sort of sought after and sort of not wanted job.
Yeah, because you're going to die 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. But if you do survive, you get promoted instantly.
Heresy, any soldier who speaks ill of the Emperor of the Imperium, cites his loyalty to any entity besides the Emperor, to face his holy artifacts or buildings, incites heretical thoughts or actions, talks openly about forbidden subjects, and generally behaves in a manner disrespectful to all that is holy and good, will have his extremities removed, left to bleed to death at the Emperor's pleasure. The body will then be burned to ensure that no taint remains. Article 674, section 090.
Why
You know.
specifically the tent? Why not like the rib or anything?
You just fuck off.
Alright, I have an idea. For 40k ups, we apply 40k disciplinary procedures. People fuck around.
I mean, I kind
imagine
of want that.
Dietz is equipped to quote chapter and verse.
We did do this in the mud up. I think we did. Someone was shot by a firing squad. Though I aggressively threatened mine not to commit heresy, just to save me a headache, and they all obeyed. It was lovely.
We shot someone in the new Idol.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Someone started fucking about with the chaos stuff, so they just put them against the wall.
It's legit.
That was actually a good op. The only sour point I have was, what's his name, telling everyone what to do.
Yes, I definitely gotcha.
Who?
Poirot.
That's the one.
Hey, I feel like I don't know anyone anymore.
No, he's not.
He's
He's not one of us. Digby brought him in to play that,
Oh, Poirot, right.
and he kept going on about spacing
In a tunnel.
in a tunnel, probably 3 deep.
Oh god.
And the ironic moment was, I told him basically shut up, and I walked straight into Laz fire, so kind of defeated my point.
Yeah.
I saw the humour in it though.
Right, I'm off to bed. I'll still
See
be
you, Dolly.
I'll still be sending messages and stuff, and I'll be about as much as I can, but don't expect too much
Yeah,
of me about.
Just take it easy, mate.
I will do, and I will catch you all soon. Bye,
In a bit.
bye.
See you later. In a bit, darling.
Oath to bring death. Oath to bring quick death to a fallen comrade. Be
Speaking
respected.
of
To
quick
be
death, look at what Highland has posted. Does he think he's funny?
Where?
You say that name and I just go,
Memes. Deeds, look through the book for anything referring to puns or bad jokes.
oh fuck's sake.
I don't even.
Oh no, I can't say that.
I genuinely don't see the joke, so it's something I'm not getting.
Those who bring quick death to a fallen comrade, Bruce has quickly administering the Emperor's mercy to a fallen comrade. Emperor, give me the strength to carry out the deed, and brother,
Where's
grant
this
me
in
forgiveness
memes?
for what I'm about to do. The end will be swift, and the eternal gates swing wide for you. Your duty is done. Now I must do mine. Fucking gas him in the head.
There were no medics available.
I don't get Highland's joke.
It's black and rise.
Black and white and red all
red?
over jokes, you know, are basic, but I think he's attempted something there, and I
That's the
can't quite tell
wrong.
what it is.
That's the wrong punchline. It's meant to be a nun rolling down a hill.
Yeah.
Fucking Scottish people.
I'm just gonna put this instead.
What's this patch for Baldur's Gate 3? It's the rollback, isn't it? Yeah, he was me. He was me.
Right, I'm gonna head off. See you later, guys.
In a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna disappear as well. See you guys in a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
man. Take it easy.
Oh. Yeah, go to bed, Mark.
What? Oh. Seeing if I could find anyone to.
Connected. Disconnected.
Everyone's off for the night, so it is literally just me, which is alright. I'll probably be This'll probably be my only game of Warthunder. I'm using all this time to catch up to this guy, and I'm probably not going to catch up to him. Jesus Christ, where's this guy's altitude? Oh yeah, we're going to lose before the end of... there we go, yeah, we've lost. Before I was going to catch up to that guy. Yeah. Not bad, not terrible. Part of me thinks I probably should have tried to have made one of these. Although given the price of this, kind of makes sense not to. Because the 4 Hispanos would be quite impressive against certain targets. The thing that annoys me though is definitely the Swedish kit. Like you have what those people are in there. There's the J21. Like look at that. That's like 20mm cannon and flare and 4 13mm. Like that's insane. Like that's just an insane amount of firepower. Utterly insane amount of firepower. There's a bomber I think I've seen in this one. I can't remember what it's called. I would love to fly that though. That looks amazing. Yeah, that's insane. Where is this absolutely massive, like ridiculous bomber that's like got like guns in the wings? It's insane. What country does it come under? I think it might be Russia. Oh. Unless it's been taken out because it was utterly broken. I think they might have taken it out. I do remember there being a plane in this game which was utterly overpowered in terms of what it had. And I'm fairly sure it was a Swedish bomber. Because it had the guns in the had guns like, let's have a look. Be like, it had 4 engines and it had guns around here, fighting backwards, and it was really difficult to come up against. I don't know. I could start going into the Swedish. I shall have to see. I'm a little annoyed though with the German stuff that they don't have the triplane. I think that would have been fun to do. Anyway, it is 11 o'clock at night, and I'm going to call it. Yeah, that one. Right. So, thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't followed, please consider following. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you'd like to be updated on any streams or anything like that in the future, then you can come join my Discord. Click that link to join the Discord. If you want to be updated on any, you can get updated on streams or any videos I'm going to be making or whatever. Or if you just want to be there for a general chat. If you want to see any videos that I've made or will make, then you can go and look at my YouTube channel and subscribe to it. It'd be much appreciated. And I didn't play Arma tonight, so I'm not going to plug the Digby community tonight. I'm super tired, I'm going to go to bed. So, thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to hand you off to Digby. And there's like no one here. So, have a good night, anyone who's watching.